Is it only a matter of time before Mercedes Mone, aka Sasha Banks, becomes all elite? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, and it looks like Tony Khan wants to sign Mercedes Mone. Now, that doesn't come as a surprise because Tony Khan is willing to touch anybody that comes from the WWE. Whether you were a champion, whether you were a bum jobber, whether you were just some random guy that fucking helped set the ring up. I wouldn't even be surprised if Tony Khan wants to sign fans from WWE. Oh shit, we need fans, we need people to watch our show. What's that? You watch Monday Night Raw? Well, here, I'll sign you. You're now all elite. Tony Khan's desperate. Anybody affiliated with the WWE, if he gets an opportunity to sign them, he does. He does it. He's done it. He's got a record of doing it, and he will continue to do it. But anyway, he was doing a post-media scrum after AEW Revolution 2023, which I haven't watched yet. I will watch it. I will do the review for the channel, but I mean, it's AEW at the end of the day. Not really a big fan, not a big fan of wrestling in general in 2023, but I find WWE is at least bearable. Watching AEW, man, it's tough, but I probably will check it out later on tonight, but yeah, it's not something I look forward to doing. But anyway, Tony Khan, he was in the media scrum and he was asked a question about AEW's potential interest in Mercedes Mone, and this was Tony Khan's response regarding the matter. He said, and I quote, "I have a ton of respect for the IWGP Women's World Champion. She's a tremendous wrestler. I wouldn't want to comment on discussions I've had with any wrestler who is a free agent, in particular a wrestler who is a champion of one of our partners. A ton of respect for that great wrestler and somebody that any wrestling company would be very fortunate to have wrestling for them." End of quote. So there you go. That's Tony Khan giving his opinion on Mercedes Mone. Now you might think there's not a lot to take from that. However, it sounds like he's praised her so much that, first of all, it sounds like he would definitely be interested in bringing Mercedes Mone to the company. And second of all, he mentioned that he's not going to comment on discussions that he's had with any wrestler who is a free agent or a wrestler who is, signed with one of their partners, which tells me that Tony Khan has had discussions with Mercedes Mone. He probably has put an offer on the table for her, and he's just not going to come out and speak about it. I guess maybe out of respect, maybe he doesn't want to piss off New Japan Pro Wrestling. We know that they seem to be working together. They're probably going to do another joint show this year. I think Forbidden Door 2 has been released or scheduled for June or July this year. So just looks like Tony Khan isn't exactly going to come out and say, yeah, I've offered Sasha Banks a contract. But I think he has. I think it's pretty obvious to say that he has. He's come out and praised Sasha Banks. He says any company would be, lucky to have her. Let's be honest, the AEW's women's division ain't great. And then he went on to say how he wouldn't comment about discussions with any wrestler who is a free agent or a wrestler who is a champion of their partners, which basically says that he has had the discussions, he just isn't going to talk about it. So there you go, guys. I think Mercedes Mone, will she end up in AEW? I don't know. I always thought she would end up back up in WWE. I thought she would just go and have a little stint in Japan, blow off some steam, and then eventually come back to the WWE, because that's what everybody wants to do. Now, we know Cody Rhodes left the WWE, then went back 6, 7 years later, whatever it was, but I just don't really know if Sasha Banks can afford to do the same. She's only, 31, 30. She could maybe afford to take like a year out, maybe 2. But can she really afford to do what Cody done? Take 7 years, travel, do all these independent things, go to Japan, join rival companies to the WWE, and then decide later when she's 37, I'm going to go back to the WWE? Because 37... in the WWE is old. Let's be honest, it is pretty old, especially for a female. Females, I always say this, females peak their prime doesn't last as long as men. This is like common fucking knowledge here. Not even just in the wrestling business, but in general. It's like movies. You know, you've got male movie stars. They will get into their 50s or 60s and they'll still be, you know, the main attraction. They'll still be like the focal point of movies. They'll still get the big roles. Women, when they get older, let's be honest, the reason the majority of them get these roles is because of their looks. And when they get older, their looks fade. Like, it's just the way it is. Trish Stratus, right? Super hot, one of my favourite women of all time. But it's fair, she did improve as a wrestler 100%, but the reason she was pushed as the face of the women's division is because of her looks. And let's be honest, at 46, she doesn't look as good now as she did back then. That's why Trish, if she does come back, yeah, she might get a nice wee match, but Trish ain't ever coming back to be the face of the women's division. Just how it is, guys. Sasha Banks, 31, in my opinion, if she is going to return to WWE, I would do it soon. I would do it within like the next year. If you want to take a year away, that's fair enough. But you can't do what Cody did, because it's different for Cody. You know, Cody comes back, still looks great, still looks as good as ever, to be honest. Sasha Banks, in 7 years, she's going to be nearly 40. Is she going to look as good then as she does now? Absolutely not. So yeah, in my opinion, Sasha Banks, she might end up in AEW. I personally think she'll end up back in WWE. I think if she goes to AEW though, she'll have to sign a longer contract. You know, you're looking at maybe like a 3-year deal minimum. And then things get tricky. But you're committing 3 years to AEW, and that's at least 3 years before you can return to the WWE. But anyway guys, let me know what you think down below. I'll catch you in the next one. And of course, until then, been Fog Wrestling. Peace!